Hello friends, my name is Hamid. Today I have this Panasonic microwave. The customer's complaint was when they open the door, it keeps running. The moment you open the door, the microwave keeps running. You can hear the fan, the light, everything is on. The turntable tray is also turning. I'll show you quickly again. So first of all, I'll explain it to you how the microwave works. Just a quick way to explain this. When you close the door, all the micro switches are engaging. The microwave is ready to be used by the control panel, by the control board, which is right here. If you turn this knob, it's gonna add some times on the microwave. And on some microwaves that you do not have this little small rotary timer, you can just press the switches and turn on, press a start after that, and then the microwave would come on after that, which is completely normal. When you open the door and the microwave comes on by itself, it's dangerous. It's not safe. I do not recommend you using it. So what happens is one or two switches break. It's called micro switch, and I have it in my pocket, two of them. Looks like this or like that. Usually they are black color. And closer to the camera, I'll bring it and show you. This is the switch, and there's wires going to it on the side, and the same thing on this black one. And on top you see this little small plunger right here. You press this and then the microwave gets power from one place to another place. These are the micro switches that they're inside of the microwave on the side where the control panel is. There's a holder, I'll show you right away. So these switches, they break, and then once they break, the microwave, only when you press the switch it should send power, but those plunger that you can see on the micro switch gets pressed in and breaks there. After that, every time you open the microwave, they're already getting power because it's broken. When it breaks, it sends power to from one contact to another contact, and then that's the time the microwave comes on by itself. When it comes on, I would say 80% of the time the magnetron transformer comes on at the same time. When that happens, the microwave is working while the door is open. So that's why it's not safe. It's dangerous. If you put food inside and put like a cover on in front of the microwave door while the door is open, you will see your food is getting warm, which is not safe, and you shouldn't be using the microwave. I asked the customer when he dropped it off today. He said the way I was using this microwave was I would unplug the microwave, put my food inside, close the door, and then I plug it back in and then add my timer for 1 or 2 minutes. That way microwave would work fine. But other than that, I saw it a couple of times while the door was open, it was running, and that's why we did not feel safe. So I'll open this apart and show you what needs to be done here. The first thing we do is we unplug the microwave. I have this extension, I unplugged it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 Turks security screws. When I say Turks security bits or screws, you see this little tiny screw, it has a tiny pin inside. You need the Turks drill bit. You see it has a hole in it. It looks like a star, and then it has a hole at the center. Of course I got a magnet. I got a magnet here. Sometimes you have one screw on this side, and sometimes you have only one screw on this side, which is right here. I already pulled it out because it's closer to the dryer top. And sometimes you got 2 screws on this side, 2 screws on that side. Ignore all of those. If you see screws, pull it out. The back ones are of course the main important part in order to take this top cover off. So when you take all your screws out, after that you can kind of push this side that way, and on this side this way, and this way, and lift it up. lift it up. Now you know it's flexible, you can pull it out easily. Put your hand here, pull it out. So now the next part we're gonna do is, we have to, of course the microwave is unplugged, we have to discharge the capacitor. Remember this, always discharge your capacitor when you're working on a microwave, because it can kill you easily if you don't discharge the capacitor. So what's happening here is, on this unit we do not have capacitor. We have instead of transformer and capacitor, we got high voltage inverter board. These microwaves are inverter microwaves, and it says clearly here inverter. So it does the capacitors and transformers job. We're gonna focus right here in that area, this area and that area. I will open the door, and I have to check these micro switches one by one. We got one micro switch right here. What I'm gonna do is, I can possibly take this control panel out. Got this tiny zip tie here. Then of course we have two screws that holds the whole micro switch holder in place. One screw is here, and one screw is here. And now you can see it has flexibility. It can come out easily. You see that? I'm gonna pull this out. The first switch we're gonna test is this one. This switch is the first one. I will disconnect my wires here. The wires are out. On my meter, as you can see, when it's in off position, I select the ohms and resistance. I'll check the continuity here. When you select this, it has a little small tiny speaker that comes on, and then that way with this you can get your reading with the noise. So the first of all, I'm gonna check these probes to make sure it makes noise. See, it has noise. It's making noise. And I'm gonna check between this pin and the top pin. I have no continuity. These switches does two things. It will give you continuity, and when you press that tiny plunger switch, it should give you continuity when you don't have continuity on first, when you test it. When it gives you continuity, but when you press the switch and then it has no continuity, that means that your switch is okay. Okay, so I have continuity here. When I press the switch, I should not have any continuity. See, the switch has its own mind. It does its own things. First it was giving me continuity, and then it was not giving me continuity, and then I had continuity. So let's try it again. Here. Right, I have continuity. When I press the switch, I should not have any continuity. By pressing this top plastic piece, see that? It has continuity while the process, that plunger button is pressed in. It has continuity, and it also gives you continuity when it's not pressed in. So it's funny. You see this? It's not pressed in right now. So this is our bat switch. And the switch I have here is, this is the switch. It's doing exactly the same thing. But the problem here I can see is, if you're not a technician, you have to pay attention on this. It's very important. This switch I have it has 3 pins, but the one right here has 2 pins. And if you hold the switch in your hand like this, you have to see which pins are available on the old one, on the original one, which pins are available. Of course, the bottom is the common one. This is always available. And then on the top, I have normally open. It says NO. And then NC, normally closed. We have to look at this. Normally open. This is the normally open. And you just have to make sure your pins are exact same spot, in the exact same spot. If it's in the exact same spot, to make sure you do not make any mistake, what you can do is, of course I'm following this and that. The top one is extra. What I'm going to do is I'll just bend it. The top one is not usable on this switch because of this switch. So now we have to remove this switch and replace it with this one. In order to remove it, it's a little bit tricky. You have to be very careful because you're removing this switch from this plastic holder. If I wish this was a steel holder switch, then that would be a different case, but it's plastic, it's soft, you're gonna break it. What you can do is, you see this top plastic, see that? It's flexible. And the bottom one, you have to hold it with one hand. You can use that, or you can just use a flat screwdriver or something like this. You just have to lift it up a little bit. See, that's all. So you can pull the switch out like that. So halfway the switch is out, and now the bottom part. And I've seen the switch holder also breaks when you pull it out sometime. I'll be very careful. I hope I don't break it, but if I break it, then I will have a solution further. I have to get a switch holder. Okay, so the switch is up top. Here, I kind of have to push it in hard. So this little small plastic that holds the switch is not broken. The top one is not broken. And here's the broken switch. When you press on this little small button, it should make at least a noise. See this one? That's how this is supposed to work. Okay, now you can add this at the same spot the way you pull it out. You insert the stem right here. You push it in, and remember, I'll pull this out again. When you push the switch back in, there's a little small tiny catch. It looks like a pin. That nipple gets inserted at the back of this hole to hold it in place properly. You see that tiny hole here? You push your switch in first, like that, and then it sits on top. That's all. You're good. And now you can add your electrical wire back in. That's all. And I also checked those two other switches at the bottom. These two, see that? I do not even have to test it. I can feel it when I press on this. Those switches are both making noises. They're noisy. I'll press it. I push this one individually, or I'm gonna push on that one too. So this plastic piece pushes the front switch, which is okay, and this one, this black plastic hits the back one. It makes noise. Because I want to finish the video quickly, I do not want to make a longer video. I'm not going to test these two switches because you can feel it. Don't get me wrong, even if you hear the noise, sometimes the switch still can be faulty. So remember this. I'll put this back in now. Be careful by working on this. You do not want to damage anything on the control board area. And then of course this goes back again here. The way you pull it out, you're gonna put it back in the exact same way. I'm good. And then there's of course another one. Retight it. Double check your wires to make sure everything is okay. What's this from? This, while I was pulling the cord out, this wire got disconnected from the inverter board. I'll reconnect it back in. There's a spot for it. Here, I disconnected from that area. Now I'll close the door. The way I'm doing it, please do not do it exactly the way I'm doing it. So what I'm doing right now is I wanted to connect the microwave back again. Always put your cover back in. You do not have to add your screws back in when you're testing it, but at least put your top cover back in just to be safe, okay? And now I'm gonna plug it in. Okay, so to me something is not looking right here, because you see that light right there, that light shouldn't be on. So I'm gonna unplug it again. So to me it looks that switches are not really engaging. When the switches are not engaging, that tells me the way I added my screws back in here, they're not setting properly. So see the play here, you have to push it more in while the screw is loose. You tighten it back in. I wouldn't do this, I'm gonna keep it loose so I can do the top one too. And now I can do the top first, and then the bottom. Now I'll close the door. See, now I can hear the switches really good. You know, I'm just gonna keep it without the cover like this, and I'll plug it in and see what happens. As a homeowner, I do not recommend you testing your microwave like this or while you're doing all of this repair, but let me just do it for now and see what happens. I'm gonna open the door. If the microwave is still running, then we have a problem. If it's not running, the microwave is fixed, and then I'm gonna have to run a glass, put a glass of water inside. So open the door. See, the microwave light is on, which is normal. Turntable tray is not running. The fan is not running. The microwave is fixed. So in order for me to confirm this, I have this microwave tester glass. It's called Magic Glass. I'll put my Magic Glass right here and run it. The microwave is working perfectly fine. I will show you one more trick here before I close the video, because it's a little bit tricky for homeowners or for new technicians. When you put this cover back in, you see this opening right here? There's a lip right here, and then of course on the sides we got these two lips. Of course on this side we got these lips, a little bit of lips here. This goes straight right here on these openings, on the top and then on other side. So when you put your top back in, first of all you want to keep it almost like half an inch or 1 inch away. Line this up. See, you have to press it. If you don't press it, it's not going to line up. So press it. While you're holding it, you have to push it from the back. So this side, the way it looks, and I'll show you this other side. The same thing. You see that opening right here? That opening is supposed to get inserted right there. So you have to hold it, and then you can push the panel back in. The way I do it is I put both of my hands here while my chest is hitting right here on the front of the microwave. Push it on both sides and then pull it towards me. This side is good. See, there's no opening right here. And the same thing from the top. There's no opening, it's flushed. It's flushed to my hand. And the same thing here. See how nice it flush it sits. There's no screw on this side, but there's one screw right here you're gonna add, and then of course the rest of the screws, those are Torx number 15. The microwave is fixed for today. It only needed one switch, and the customer was even telling me that if you check my microwave and see there's something really wrong, that it's not worth fixing, just throw it out or scrap it, and then that's all, but let me know. So it's gonna be a good news for him. I'll tell him that I replaced only one switch, your microwave is fixed. Thank you so much for watching my videos. If you guys have any question, please comment below. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like my videos, share it with others. You can also follow me on Facebook. It's called Hamid Appliances Repair. Thank you.